Okay, this is going to be the first ever recorded and hopefully finished Spider-Man Web of Shadows DS 100% speedrun. I've gotten sub 50 minutes on this run before, but I haven't recorded it. I've never recorded it, actually, which is why I don't exist on the internet. Kind of. Anyway, since this is a new speedrun, an entirely new speedrun category for this game, I'm gonna do my best to explain everything that goes on, especially stuff that isn't in the world record run for any percent. But basically, the goal of 100% obviously is to get 100% completion at the end of the game. It will tell you upon finishing. The way to get 100% in this game is to collect all of the collectibles, 2 of which you saw in that save room just now. And there's going to be another one coming up pretty quickly. Ignore my terrible movement, it's hard to concentrate while talking. I'll get used to it. So this is actually a very well-known skip in this game. You aren't supposed to get this yet. You're only supposed to be able to get this after the 4th or 5th boss. But with enough momentum, you can actually get all the way up there without the need to be able to crawl on the Icar. Another thing you're going to be seeing me doing a lot, which isn't a tech that anyone is aware of, at least to my knowledge, is roll jumping. Roll jumping it's a very simple and easy technique, but it's also very useful. What it does, basically, when you are holding down and either left or right, you can press R, the dodge button, to perform a roll, which is a completely invincible action. You cannot take damage while rolling. But that's not the important part. The important part is that it accelerates Spider-Man instantly, so that that's annoying. So that when he jumps, he goes much farther and he can run up walls instantly. It's very useful, especially in a speedrun, as you can guess. Okay. Okay. Now we are in the sewer. There are 5 areas of this game, actually. All of which are very unique and different, and so cool. I love this. Wow, interesting. But this is the second area that we explore in this game. And it is also probably my favorite, probably. It does have a few important skips, I think just one. No, there's 2 important skips. There's one to get another damage collectible early, like we saw in the last area of the game. That's pretty bad. And there's also another skip that is the most important skip in the entire game, actually. It's very important because it saves a lot of time, obviously. But we'll get there when we get there. It's about 20-30 minutes into the run, I think. Another thing that you will not find in the current world record run for any percent is something I'm not sure if it has a name, but I call it combo extensions. And basically, when I am comboing someone in the air, I can cancel the final attack of the air combo by turning around in midair, and with that I can start up a new air combo, which gives... It's basically a harder version of an upgrade that we will get later in the run. And upgrades are also important. The way to get these upgrades is, you might have noticed by now, when you get purple orbs after killing enemies, those give you experience that you can spend in save rooms to get a lot of different kinds of upgrades. Mostly just combat upgrades, but there are a few that can be used outside of combat. Although you probably won't see that very much in this run. Oops. So this is the second boss of the game. He's very easy because you can trap him in this corner and do an infinite combo on him, which is actually quite common in this game, despite the developers having put many mechanics in place to prevent infinite combos. There are still many that exist, which is pretty funny. It also speaks to how vast the combo system is in this game, and just how much you can really do with it. Oh, I'm playing so badly. Okay, here we get our first upgrade, which is air dodge. Air dodge is important because you'll see why right here. That was not necessary. Okay. Yeah, so the black suit with air dodge can actually fly. Spider-Man can fly now. And that is the only time you're ever gonna see flying in this run. Or you could call it slam canceling, if you want to be fancy with it. Okay, this is the third area of the game, and definitely the worst. It's awful here, but this is the Pier. There will be just one boss fight here. Thankfully, this is the place we visit the least in this run. We only go here 4 times, I think, and two of those times, we basically don't even do anything. So, I'm playing terribly right now, and that's why the Pier is the worst. Those green enemies, they instantly react to you being above them, and they flash kick you like a Guile player in Street Fighter 2 would, because, well, they're annoying and that's all they know how to do, just like Guile players. Oh, I forgot to explain drain skip. Oops. Okay. So the first major skip of this, major skip that saves, several minutes in this run is drain skip. It was in the sewer. You might have noticed, but I entered a room, and immediately upon entering the room, I threw and pushed a yellow can through a door, but not all the way through the door. And that was so that when I came back to it... Oh, oops. That was so that when I came back to it, the door would open, and I could go through it before it gets blocked off. And by blocked off, I mean this. When doors are blocked off like that, it usually means there is a quote-unquote required fight against enemies. Although, like with drain skip, it's not always required, because if you're fast enough and you know the right thing to do, you can actually skip those rooms. Although it is very uncommon, actually. It only happens 3 times, I think, in this run. And another time is another one of those big skips, which there are 3 of. There's drain skip, which we've already seen. Downtown skip. I don't know if it has a different name, but that's what I call it. And this fight is awful so far. I'm playing badly because I'm talking, I think. Even though I'm saving time right now, compared to my previous run, which was a 50-37. Oh, no, that's not good. Okay, that was awful. That was extremely bad. But I'll make up for it. I'll make up for it. As soon as this flying hostless destroys those bombs, we talk to Green Goblin, and then we go to the save room to get another upgrade. One of the best upgrades in the game for combat, it is Drill Kick. Even though it messes me up sometimes. Basically, what Drill Kick is out of a roll, or while you're rolling, you can press the attack button, kill yourself. Oh, that's so annoying. You can press the attack button to do that. I don't know how to explain that. Oh my god. It's useful in combos like that. It's... Oh, this is so annoying. I'm playing so badly. Anyway, you will see a combo extender right in a second. Just like that. That is a combo extender. There is a upgrade that we get later in the game called Jackhammer Stomp. That's basically one of those, but it's intended. We're gonna get Green Goblin right here, just so we can finish off the boss. And then we get this new ability. These orange walls we can destroy, which is almost irrelevant for 100%. But it is required to beat the game in the first place. So, I guess it's not really irrelevant. And then we're gonna go right in here, so that we can... I missed it. We're gonna go in here, so we can collect this power up. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that's extra annoying. Okay, now we have to do this minigame when we die, which was not supposed to happen, obviously. We have to bring those red orbs to Spider-Man, or else he will die. Probably. Ah, that's annoying. hate them so much. Definitely worst enemy type in the entire game. I'm gonna get hit by one really soon. It's gonna be right here. Okay, I guess not. Out of my way. Okay, now we are about to enter downtown, which means downtown skip is coming soon. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that attack that they do, that the fat guys do, after they get knocked down, I call it the swim attack because it looks like they're swimming. It basically one-shots Spider-Man if both hits hit him, and it can be quite the run killer. Fat guys in general are really bad for the run. You'd prefer if they didn't spawn because they have the most health. Okay, now we're about to do downtown skip, which involves changing to the black suit. And I lied, actually. This almost requires flying. I kind of forgot it did, because it doesn't really look like it. This is the most difficult skip in the game, but also one of the most important. It saves several minutes, especially in 100%, when you have to backtrack to a certain required room in order to get a collectible. I'm losing a lot of time. Did that in like, what, 6 attempts, I think? Could've been more. Yeah, now we fight this boss. Normally, we would have to go through 2 required fights to get here. Downtown skip skips both of those fights, which is a lot of time save. However, one of those fights we have to actually go back to later, but we are able to skip that again just by moving fast, which I will point out when we get there. Although it's like another 20 minutes until we get there. Oh. We're gonna be getting Green Goblin really soon. He's gonna take off a good chunk. That's annoying. Keep messing up these combos. Okay. I'm losing a lot of time right now. I'm not gonna get sub 50. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm just showing off 100% right now. And my bad movement. Okay. We're about to go to the sewer for the second time in the run. Out of my way. That's rude. that sucks. Okay. Just like with the green boss from the sewer before, we can get him in an infinite if you don't mess it up. Which I'm doing a lot of right now. Okay, got him back in. I'll try my best not to mess it up this time. I messed it up. Okay. Kinda had to use Green Goblin there since I was getting all hit and stuff. Okay. As Spider-Man says, we're going back to residential. However, we're only gonna be there for like five seconds. Not literally 5 seconds, but it's close enough. Because we're only using downtown, or residential, to get to downtown, which is where the next boss is, and probably the worst boss in the game. And he's the worst boss because, well, he's a coward, to put it lightly. Basically, the problem is that his path, the path he takes, is very random. And, like, he can be hard to catch. Okay, now we're back in downtown. And we have a required fight right here. If I could get him, that'd be nice. I'm getting hit. It already died. Weird. Okay. That we're out of there. We're gonna keep going up to the exclamation mark, obviously. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I'm behind, like, by a minute. Oh, come here. That's annoying. That is another random thing. A lot of times, bosses, when you try to web at them, which is important, especially in this one, because he likes to run away. So you want to web him a lot, right? But they have about a 20% chance, it feels like, to grab your web and use it to hit you, which is obviously a time loss, because you could have spent that time getting a combo, but now you're getting comboed, which sucks. In a perfect world, they would just never do that, and they would also never attack when they come up. Okay, we're gonna get your goblin right here. Yeah, he does that a lot. His arena's annoying because it has these blocks above us right now that he likes to retreat to sometimes. And sometimes he'll just stay on top of them, make it really hard to get him. It's very annoying. I'm gonna get Green Goblin again. Okay. Yeah. But defeating him will give us a good ability that allows us to do that. All things considered, that fight wasn't too bad. It could have been much better, but it wasn't reset material. That was bad. No. That was another mistake. Right here. That was always the hardest collectible to find when I was a kid. It was the only one I couldn't find, actually, because it's hidden inside the wall and behind the foreground. It's very annoying. But yeah, another thing that's pretty important is the reason that I use red suit so much rather than black suit is because red suit has the web zip. That, which you've seen me do probably at least like 200 times this run. So it's very important in the speedrun. Okay, and upcoming in the next room, we get Nightcrawler skip. There's another instance where we skip out on being blocked right there. If you could even tell. Yeah, it saves the most time out of any other skip, because what happens if you don't skip it is Nightcrawler will take you to several other locations in the game to fight monsters and save people, which is the right thing to do, but we don't want to do the right thing. We want to get this done as fast as possible. this run's not too great. I'm behind about a minute right now, like as usual. But other than that, it's a good way to introduce 100%, which is my favorite category for this game. I don't actually do any percent. If I did, I'd take the world record. It'd be too easy. It's partly a joke. Only partly. I was not supposed to switch there. Wrong side. It's already pretty rough. This is very rough. It's a very rough segment. Okay. Nope, it's not over yet. Right, this is the fifth area of the game, the fifth and final area. It is the Hive. It's where the symbiotes come from, and it's where the most enemies are. Rooms last a lot longer here than they do anywhere else. Now, this is where we get Jackhammer Stomp, right before we fight who you would think would be the final boss, Venom. However, he is very easy. Oh, he's being very annoying. There we go. The reason we get Jackhammer Stomp is just for the extra damage and hopefully not messing up. I'm messing up a lot. It also enables an infinite, which I will show you for about 5 seconds. And then stop doing because it does not save any time at all. It actually makes it quite a bit slower, since other attacks do more damage. And a lot faster. Gonna kick Link Goblin. I messed up. As you can see, Venom is a very easy boss when you know what you're doing. Casually, he's one of the hardest bosses, actually. But the easiest way to deal with him is by doing the infinite, which makes him painfully easy, actually. And now he's dead. And we leave immediately without getting any of the experience or listening to what he has to say. Basically, to summarize, he tells you that he is not leading the symbiotes like you would think he is, but rather it is a leader symbiote, or the symbiote leader, which is going to be the final boss, spoiler alert, which is the actual hardest boss in the game. Sometimes yellow boss is harder, but that's just because he's hard to hit. How dare you? Okay. Now, what happens after you fight Venom? You have to backtrack to every section of the game again to destroy these pods. I think that's what they're called. Basically, they are spawning symbiotes or something. I don't know, I haven't listened to the story in a while. But there are also some collectibles that we've left in the sewer that we still have to get. That we can only get now after defeating some later bosses. Like this one right here, which is actually quite important. I'm sure you can tell why it's important. Because the final boss does a lot of damage, and he does end up hitting us quite a lot. And as usual, my movement is terrible this run. I think that's the worst I've ever moved through that room. Now, going back to the pier. For about 5 seconds. And this is the second part of downtown I was talking about. Oh, I almost messed that up. I was almost too slow. But I got it. It's not too hard, but I've messed it up before. Wrong way. An entire minute behind. Wow. Now we're back to the pier, and unfortunately we do have to stay for quite a bit to get the last 2 health collectibles and destroy the pod. And we're probably gonna get hit by 1 or 2 of those guys before we eventually leave. Yep, there it is. He's inside the wall. Ignore him. That was close. I was not supposed to switch there. And that is the last of the pods. Of course. No. Oh, they are the worst. the final stretch. We just gotta get through the hive, which I'm failing to do. We gotta get through the hive, and then fight the symbiote leader. Oh, that's annoying. Wow. Oh my god. This is going terribly. Usually my Hive 2s are pretty good, but oh well. I'll just have to suck it up. The first recorded 100% run is going to be bad. as planned. Oh, so annoying. Okay, here we go. Final boss time. And the final boss is the reason we got quick recovery, which lets us do that immediately after we get hit. Normally we would just tumble and land on the ground and lose at least a minute, because this guy hits us a lot. He isn't too nice. That's rude. Ouch. No idea how he hit me there. This is the most annoying part of the fight. He just blocks and blocks a lot. Okay. This is the final escape sequence. And basically, all it is, swing to the right. Messed up a little there. soon as we enter the next door, that's time. 52:15. That is awful, actually. Oh, yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Here. There, 100%, right there. The game says 47:44, but it's lying. That's not real time, that's game time. I use real time. Everyone uses real time for this game. Okay, that's the run. That's the run.